Happy Valentine's Day, and challenge for this stream is once again to create 3 new levels. This time it's gonna be 3 disco puzzle levels. So let's jump right into it and say hello to my awesome costume. I even gave the snail player character a little costume. And I already pimped up the look a little bit of the disco levels. Happy to show you that. And Dark Soon, congratulations for being first. I'm so proud of you. That is absolutely awesome. Yeah, so as you can see here, even the little snail has a heart on its shell today, and I improved the look of these lasers a bit. One thing I want to do in a sec is also giving these a nice satisfying sound whenever you connect them. Oh jeez, what is that? Oh, what is that? I have no idea. That's not the way it's supposed to be. But let's go ahead to the disco levels. I improved the look a bit. Because now the walls are colored as well, and I think now it already looks a lot better. And now the question is, can we create some dark, nice puzzle levels in this look? So this is the disco, and I imagine the dark puzzle levels will probably be the disco next door, basically. So you can still hear the music a little bit, but it's gonna be a lot more calm and silent. So let's get started with cool puzzles. Hey, welcome Danny Kopic. Haven't seen you here in a while. Hope you're doing fine. Are you all doing fine? Are you spending the day with your loved ones? Or did you get your heart crushed? Or do you not care about Valentine's Day whatsoever? Probably third one, let's be real. Okay. So I'm gonna grab one of these disco levels. And we can still sort them later, but for now let's say this is the 6th one. Disco puzzle 1. Jeez Louise. And then all we need to do to turn this into a dark level in theory is putting this object in, and that should automatically turn it into a dark level. I've never made a dark disco level before, so I'm expecting a couple of bugs, maybe a couple of colors we need to readjust. But that should all be very possible to sort that out, because I want to create 3 new levels. That is the challenge. Did I? No, I did not remove the player. Whew. I thought I removed the player. No, we can't do that. Problem is, I think I'm running out of puzzles I can do with the objects I have so far, so maybe we need to extend our puzzle mechanics a little bit. Where the hell are walls? I just want walls. Give me walls. Good morning. Hi, welcome everybody to the stream. What did I buy for my girlfriend? I didn't buy her anything. I just spent some time with her. I think she prefers that over expensive shoes. What did you buy your girlfriend? Time to brag. Come on, bring it on. Okay, I'm very curious to see how this disco level will look in the dark. Oh man, I'm telling you, the weather is so nice here today. It makes me really happy. Definitely a mood lifter. Okay, let's just pray to the post-processing gods and hope that this level will just look good without me having to do anything, which will not happen, but let's pray anyway. And then in terms of puzzle, no idea yet. Let's just place a couple of basic objects so we can connect something, you know. Very basic puzzle, and then we can ways to find it harder in a sec. Okay, let's play it. You bought nothing because you don't have a girlfriend. That is fine. When you have a girlfriend, you don't need to buy anything either. Okay. I mean, it does not look super bad, but what I'm thinking is these colored stripes on the ground should definitely change color, and probably the lasers as well. And this is a weird bug that we've gotta fix. That looks weird. Oh, I can even connect them directly. Interesting. Okay, let's make this look a bit better. Let's get started with that. Where do we have our... let's see. I forgot how I called these objects. The light stripes on the ground. Oh, they are called light stripes. Very smart, Jonas. Very smart. Already grabs the color from the snail. Okay. I mean, what happens if we just slowly shift that snail color as well? Does that break anything? A little scared to do this, but okay, let's try it. You bought her a new shader on the asset store so you can render her more realistically. That is just sad. But also funny. We're all here because we don't know what to do on Valentine's Day. Fair enough. Love all your videos. That is correct. Love. Alright, alright, alright. What's the color of the snail? I hope I... geez, of course it's not an HSV color. Dang it! call snail hue equals color get hue call snail. Before we bother doing that, let's do it in a different way. Let's just give it a very normal color, just like everything else. Hue, saturation, value. Okay. Do we have colored light stripes on the ground now? We probably do. But the question is, what else did we break? Oh, jeez. That looks cool. Just these things right here are not changing color yet. But other than that, this looks pretty dope already. Just gonna make a couple of little adjustments. For example, one thing that's bothering me a bit is the music, so let's replace the music. Let's just use the silent music. And then if I have the time, I'll just make just put a low pass filter on the disco music, and then this can sort of sound like the room next door. If you have any ideas what to do with this puzzle mechanic, by the way, then let me know. Do you think that looks cool? I think it looks cool. We just, as I said, need to make sure the other puzzly objects change their color as well. Color line and image blend. Let's just put that into event user as well. And then I guess we can just nah. Guess we can just put this on a timer and call this every now and then. So alarm equals 1 plus random, or 30 plus random 30. That should definitely be enough to keep the colors up to date, and we don't need to call it every frame. That is a waste of performance because the colors don't change that quickly. How much time did it take me to learn coding? That is not an easy question. Because what would you consider being able to code? I mean, I never stopped learning. I mean, to the point where I was able to make basic games? Maybe 3-4 years when I got started, but also I wasn't really trying. I think you can learn it much faster than that. Okay, I think it might be nice to have a bit more different colors, so maybe we can just hue shift that snail color a little bit. Hue, snail. Oh, what is that? Lol, was that here all along? That looks like a horrible bug. Hue snail is something like that. So there's a slightly different hue than the walls. And that might look a bit more interesting. And I wonder how the other disco levels look now, because that definitely seemed to be a bug. What was my first programming language? Yeah, the first one was definitely GML, Game Maker language. Sometimes you can see how these posts change their color. Maybe they should update a bit more often. Maybe in the disco level we could do something rhythmic. Maybe this generator here is not on all of the time or something like that. But I don't know if we can do any good puzzles with that at the moment. We'll see, we'll see. We'll figure something out. How similar is GML to Unity? You mean GML to C#? Honestly, once you know one programming language, it's pretty easy to get into other programming languages. I think the transition from GML to C# is definitely not super difficult. Can be done. I would not say they are super similar programming languages. They feel a little different, quite a bit different, but they're also not super far apart. I mean, once you get the basics of object-oriented programming, if you want to learn another object-oriented programming language, all you need to relearn is the syntax, basically. So how do you write what, and that usually can be done quite quickly. So the main problem we're facing Right, we have still a little bit of a bug here. But still, main problem is how do we... which puzzle do we do we do with this? Also, I wanna have a look at a different disco level to see how that looks now. Is my death explosion colored? No. Okay. Okay, seems like everything's still pretty much working the way it should. Okay, how do we do puzzle? I think I would like to have posts with different ranges. I think that could make it interesting. Keep it interesting, should I say, probably. Do they have a range? Oh, they already have a range. Oh, that's cool. What if I create another antenna with a different range? Does that work? That would be such a cool and easy way to expand this puzzling mechanic. Antenna, big range. And then maybe we can make another one that has a really low range. Who knows? Who knows? Okay, that looks a little ugly. I've gotta admit. And then we have a big range antenna, and the parent of that antenna is the normal antenna. And then we delete all of the events, and then in the create event, we say event inherited. And the variable we're looking for is dragging range, right? So what if we set the dragging range of that one to over 9,000? And then we obviously also need to change the sprite. Okay. This could be interesting. Because what if we now put... I mean, we already figured out that we don't need that one. How do we get rid of that one? Mini games. Walls. What if we block that connection here? Right. And then we put... this level might be a bit too small, but okay, we'll see. Now where are my antennas? I mean, how do we teach that mechanic? That is also a question. Can we now direct the connection from that one to that one? Let's place a couple of these here to test this mechanic out and see how it interacts with all of the other stuff. There's not really anything you can do wrong in these puzzles. Stuff is either connected or it's not. I think that is probably exactly the way we want it to be for these relaxing levels in between. So I'm pretty sure I can connect these things right now as long as I don't break the connection. Yes, that is possible. Question is what happens when I try to connect this one with that one down here. Oh geez, I can't test it. That one's in the way now. Okay, what if we do it like this? Is there a connection between those two? No, probably not. The more I look at it. Okay, that should be possible to connect that. I feel like in this level it's gonna be pretty hard to understand what these things do, so I probably need an additional tutorial level for that. Don't want this to be connectable. That should be connectable. And that should be connectable. So now when we put another one of these here, now it should be possible to connect everything. Oh yeah, hell yeah, Schnabeltear. Let's try this out. What was my first game using GML? I think my first game was something called Apple Cannon, where there were a bunch of cheap Apple sprites. And whenever you click an apple, it started flying to the left and you had to hit monsters with those apples. Very exciting, I know. Okay. Okay, so is it not possible to connect those two? The question is, should it be possible to connect those two? I would say yes, because this one, the range of this one is large enough. And it should definitely be possible to connect those as long as we don't break the connection. Maybe we should also get a bit of better feedback why or where the connection was broken. Okay, that's actually quite a challenge as well to get that over there. How did I learn GML? Started with drag and drop, and then I moved to coding because it's more time efficient, and it's basically the same thing as drag and drop. But that was a slow transition. I had a very long phase where I was using both drag and drop and code. And then once I got familiar with it, I was only using code. Okay, now let's make sure we can still connect them, even if one of them does not have a sufficient range. Okay, that looks all right. Okay, here's where the magic happens, right? I only check for the own dragging range. Maybe I should just check for the dragging range of the other object. That should resolve the issue. Here we go. No, GameMaker Studio 2 does not use Visual Studio as a code editor, has its own code editor. Okay, nice. Now I can connect them. Cool. That is pretty satisfying. And that is a bug. Bloop. Cool. Let's fix that, because that looks weird. Yeah, let's solve that over the Y scale variable. Image Y scale. And here we'll just say Y scale equals 0. Image Y scale equals Y scale. Y scale equals, sorry, I obviously mean this code is what we need here, and if the door is powered, we'll set Y scale to 0, so it's basically non-existent, and this way it doesn't change position. And then all we've got to do is change this laser connection here. And it's connected to Okay, I'm not quite sure why that is not working. That needs to go here, I assume. Let's see. What is your profession? I mean, are you studying or working? Actually, I was studying game design, but not anymore. Now I'm trying to make it as a solo developer. I live at home with my dad, so not a lot of huge expenses, and now's a good time to take risks, so I thought I'd give it a shot. So basically full-time YouTube and game development at the moment. Oh, I didn't check. Was the door looking okay now? I guess it was. Maybe we can even make a little bit of an open animation. That would be nice. Oh, geez. Let's find that level again. Yeah, that looks reasonable. Let's create an open animation for the door. If image y scale larger, then let's just do it the other way around. Let's just subtract something from the image y scale. And then if it's smaller than 0, we'll set it to 0. And this way it just doesn't just disappear, but should look a little nicer when we open it. And maybe we can give it a little bit of a sound effect, and then we can build a tutorial room for the new mechanics. Nice, 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 nice. Oh yeah, nice. Could open a bit faster and probably needs a sound effect as well. Okay, speaking of sound effects, let's add a sound effect whenever we connect something. That is definitely one of the things that will make it a lot more satisfying. So here we add the connections, and that's where we should also play a sound effect. Sound equals audio play sound. Let's find the sound. Worst case, we can always use that click sound. That click sound somehow always sounds good. Or we go with one of these plop sounds. No idea if they sound any good, but we'll see. And then we need to adjust the volume. according to whatever the settings of that is. So global dot setting volume fx. And I like to square that variable because for some reason that scales a little nicer when using it on volume. And we want it instantly, so 0 right here. Okay, let's try. How do you manage your expenses with YouTube and game developing? Well, first of all, I live at home. And secondly, my dad basically supports me pretty much. And pays all my bills for now. Which is obviously a fantastic situation to be in. And I don't take that for granted whatsoever, and I wish more people had opportunities like that. And obviously that cannot go on for this like ever, but that should be very obvious. Have a couple of years to make it work. If it doesn't, then I'll have to figure out something else. But let's be real, so far it looks quite good. I can see that exponential growth kicking in YouTube. I can't see the connections to the doors here because the doors are still on the wrong layer. Here we go. Okay, I mean that connection zone is basically definitely not the best one we could have chosen for that, but as a placeholder sound, it will do its job. And I would like another sound when the connection breaks. And then I think we have the most important sounds in, more or less. Am I earning money with my games? No. Not yet, because I haven't released anything yet. But the first release is coming up very shortly, and it's actually not this game. I have another finished game project that's waiting to be released. And the release of that is not announced yet, but will be very soon, within the next 1 or 2 months. We'll get that going, because that other game is one I did not create alone. Created that in a team at in game school, actually. So while studying game design. It's a pretty cool game. So I'm confident I'll see some, at the very least, a bit of income from that. But I mean, we'll see. We will see. Okay. Should we use this as a level? Because the challenge is to create 3 levels. Three new levels. I think we should. Well, the player comes into the level from up here. And I wonder how these spotlights look, by the way. In a dark level. Where are they? That probably doesn't even work because we don't have the correct music in this level, but let's just see what happens. Out of curiosity. Do you make mobile games? I have created mobile games in the past, yes. I have even published 3 games on the Google Play Store. 3 mobile games. And I can show you video footage, but unfortunately I think the games are not on Google Play anymore. They got taken down due to a lack of support, and also they didn't have a massive amount of downloads. I think one of my games had 200 downloads. I mean, you know, that's not really a lot. Could be worse, but definitely did not succeed with that, even though the games were not all that bad. Bart, welcome to the stream. I think you're creating a mobile game as well, if I remember correctly. Maybe I'm mistaken. Alright. So that is one level done. Let's get going with the next one. 3 levels is the challenge. So I think I'll just add another one before that. To explain the new mechanic. In a way that makes sure everybody will understand the new mechanic. And for that I once again create probably just a giant tunnel with a bunch of these new electricity object thingies in there. Sometimes my English vocabulary is just not good enough to express what I want to say, but I hope you still get the point. Probably not. Okay. Room size, let's make it bigger. Bigger is always better. This goal goes over here. And this door goes here. I'm pretty proud of myself. 3 levels in one day. It already sounded unrealistic yesterday, but I think I'm pulling it off again. Only this time we're actually making levels that are somewhat fair. Okay. Probably want a relatively flat and narrow tunnel for this. Oh, we could even try putting multiple doors in there. Hey Porta BV Abdun Bart, welcome. I already said hello to Bart. Are you making a mobile game, by the way? Let me scroll up. Did I miss something? Ah, okay, you're working on a big mobile game. Cool. Getting found in the App Store is definitely one of the biggest challenges of making anything for mobile. So if you have some useful insights on that, I'd be curious to hear them. The App Store is just so flooded but honestly, we're starting to see a similar problem on Steam. There are just so many games. I mean, Steam is still a lot better than mobile, but we're getting there. We're definitely getting there. Yes, I'm indeed working on Will You Snail, that is correct. Okay, so this should teach us that we can basically connect these at any distance we want. Which means you can even turn this level into a little bit of a puzzle. Yeah, I'm actually quite proud of this one. Nice. I mean, it's an easy puzzle, more or less, but it's a cool one. Yeah, you can't just rely on the App Store to get people to your download page, right? Is this Unity? No. This is GameMaker Studio, but I like using Unity as well. Just for this project, I'm not using it. Okay. Connection breaks here if you don't jump. I mean, with a jump, it is very much possible. What is breaking the connect? Ah, it doesn't have. Yeah, nice. See, that's what I mean. This one does not have the range to connect over here. Ah, there are actually even two solutions. Oh no, there are not two solutions. There's only one solution. I can't connect these two. So how do I open the door? Have you figured the puzzle out yet? That's how it's done. Actually not sure if people will figure that out or if that puzzle is too tricky. Turned out quite a bit harder than I expected. I guess I can make it a little bit easier by removing stuff here. Maybe making it a bit more obvious that this is an option. I want to use a couple of these basic ones first. It's really hard to tell how difficult you should make these puzzles. I'm very bad at judging if people will figure this out or not. I mean, if you just move over here, you will definitely be able to connect those two. That will basically happen by accident, even if you have no brain whatsoever. And at that point you can already see that you can create really long connections with this thing up here. So that should allow you to create this connection as well, right? And then this is the part where I'm really not sure. Maybe I'm not giving people enough credit, but also don't want anybody to get stuck here. What do you think? Do you think it's possible to figure that out? I mean, if you were able to figure that last one out, then figuring this one here out should be pretty easy. But it's still kind of satisfying, so guess it's fine. You love the bloom? That's glad to hear that. Which software do I use for music production? Cubase is the answer, but it also doesn't really matter. They're all very similar, I feel like. Can make good music with pretty much all of them. Portal PVs, is that question directed towards me? Where do you learn all of that game development stuff? I've just been making games for a pretty long time by now. And I haven't learned anything. I haven't learned I haven't learned everything. I have learned something, luckily. You shouldn't worry about the difficulty since it's a rage game. People should rage. That is true. But also the main point of these darker puzzle levels is to give people a little bit of downtime and to Yeah, to mix it up a bit, I mean, the rest of the game is frustrating enough, so I thought I'd contrast that a bit with stuff that is not quite as frustrating. By creating a contrast like that, the players will be much more capable of appreciating the rage in the other levels. Okay, cool. We have 2 new puzzle rooms. That is awesome. And I've been streaming for 1 hour, and it wasn't even stressful. Very nice. So now let's create the third and last puzzle. And I think I'll be able to milk these mechanics a bit further and get another nice puzzle out of them. And then maybe for the puzzles in the next chapters, we might have to introduce something new. But for now, this should be sufficient. And I also want to implement a small sound effect when the connection breaks. I think that would be very nice for feedback. Oh, and here was a little adjustment I wanted to make to the level to make it a bit easier to connect those. Okay. Baba. Okay, so here's where the connection is broken. So which sound do we want to play here? So death. What is this fail sound? I have no idea, but let's try it out. How about an underwater level? Way ahead of you. We already have underwater levels, but good idea. You have no clue how this game works, by the way. I mean, this is not really representative of the main gameplay. I can show you a level that's a little more representative of the gameplay. Here, this one for example. I mean, it's a rage game. There are spikes coming out of the ground and you have to dodge them. And on top of that, the ground is moving in this level. It's basically a bunch of mean challenges, but also recombined in very creative ways. For example, in this level, we get this gun here. If I stopped dying from random spikes, I could show you. Also, the game is supposed to be played on this super brutal difficulty, but there are also other difficulties, so if you just want to make a normal, easy playthrough, you can do that as well. These shooter levels here are definitely quite fun. And then here, yeah, these puzzle levels are just to relax. Okay, basically the fail sound is the death sound, so whenever the connection breaks, it sounds like we die. Okay, that is not confusing at all. Oh yeah, these levels are quite cool as well. Pretty hyped about the amount of levels we have already. That breaking sound though is not a good sound. While we're at it, I might as well show you the underwater levels. This is the tower defense level. You can select which turret you want to build. And then once you've built all of the turrets, enemy waves start coming in. This is the cat level. Space defense level. Here we have one of the underwater levels. With super mean, unfair fish that keep killing you. Oh, here we have the winter levels. Okay, one more puzzle level. That's what we want to build, and that's what we're gonna do. And we're also gonna change that break sound because that is confusing as hell. Maybe we can use one of these laser sounds. And for this final puzzle room, we're gonna create a bigger room. A way bigger room. Okay, not way bigger, but you know, a little bitty. That looks reasonable. So let's remove all of these walls. And then let's remove, put the goal here, and put the player down here. And I need the, I think having the goal down here is better for what I want to do with this level. I think I have an idea for a cool puzzle. But we'll see. So here I'll just leave one of every kind so I can just copy and duplicate them easily. Okay, so here is the deal. I want there to be a connection all the way from here to somewhere up here. And that's the final connection you need to make. And then just to trigger player, we'll put that down down here somewhere. But you won't be able to connect it. Okay, so that should be far enough apart. The wall object not selected anymore? Yes, it is. I wonder. What if you do have to do it again here? That's a cool puzzle. I just hope it's not gonna be too difficult. Sometimes I'm reading these messages way too late. Okay, 5 p.m. time to leave work. Have fun with the game. Thank you, even though you're not here anymore. I never saw your underwater levels. Are they secret? No. People are gonna speedrun the crap out of this game. I certainly hope so. That's gonna be super fun to see. How about an evil snail shooting at you level? A giant evil master snail that could potentially be a boss fight. Unfortunately, we already have the boss fight for the first chapter and for the second chapter. So we basically just need another boss for the underwater chapter, because the final boss fight will be the AI. In case you're wondering which AI am I talking about, that's basically the main antagonist, and usually there's also a giant flying face in every level. I just disabled that because it keeps saying the same voice lines over and over again, and it's just annoying for building these levels. Do I have a girlfriend? Yes. Game Maker is not my girlfriend. Oh no, please tell me I saved. They're actually underwater snails. Oh. In nature. Yes, yeah, you're absolutely right. I've gotta think about that, how that would work as a boss fight. Please tell me not too much progress is lost, dear Game Maker gods. Is the room still here? Yes, room is still here. Okay, we didn't lose too much progress. That's nice. Still a little annoying, but okay, that's how it is. Walls, 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 walls. I'm not all that sure about all the crap I'm putting in here. Just wanna... that somehow looks like it's gonna be in the way. Okay, let's see if we can actually connect those the way I intended. This is not the one. This is the one. Okay. That disconnect sound isn't really a lot better, but okay. So we can't connect those two. That is perfect and probably pretty annoying. Also, we can obviously not connect this way, but yeah, this connection is possible. And is this connection possible as well? No? Okay, this needs to go. No problem, we can do that. And minigame. Maybe we can connect this. No, I don't like this because then we get that connection right away. It's a bit like designing a labyrinth. So this will go all the way down here. This will go up here to here. And from there, it will go up here, something like that. Oh my god. Really curious to see how this will all work out. The answer is probably not at all. Then once we're connected to that one over here, would be cool if we could go somewhere around here. Something like that. That would be awesome if that works. I kind of doubt it. But we'll see. Okay, this is pretty confusing. Do you still remember the correct solution? Okay, pretty sure that will be in the way. That should work. Let's try it. How about if you can make a system for evolving the snail, maybe as an armor? Game is George's, by the way. First of all, thank you. Secondly, do you suggest adding an upgrade system or something like that? I think I want to be a bit careful about feature creep at the moment because my goal is to finish the first version of this game at the end of March, and I want to have a finished game by then. That doesn't mean that I won't keep working on the game after that. But I think just having a finished version is already a big relief and takes a lot of stress out of it, so I'm gonna focus on that first before I implement any upgrade systems. Also, I'm not sure how well upgrade systems work in Rage games. I think there are not a lot of interesting upgrades we could do. Oh, what? I already managed to open it. No! Oh, no! Why is this one connected to the door? This one is connected to the door! It's way closer. What the frick? Okay. Okay. Yeah, that should work. A lot of people have suggested to allow the snail to be able to hide in its shell. So that's definitely a feature I'll keep in mind. Okay, now it's working properly. Dang it, stop breaking. It's just breaking due to the range. Okay, something is not quite right here. Yeah, those two are not supposed to be connectable. Now, can I connect? Oh yeah, they can be connected, okay. We just need to stop that connection, got it. That looks dope. Dang it! That can be connected. Creating that connection down here is still a bit tricky. And it's quite a long walk to get back up there. So definitely need to make that a bit easier. Ah! Stop. Stop making me rage, you rage game. Okay, no, 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 no. We need a wall here to block that. Okay. Okay. Let's try that again. Let's see if it's easier now. Okay. So far, so good. Okay, that will be tricky. Maybe a bit too tricky. Why do we get rid of that block? And flatten this out. I mean, this is probably still blocking the way quite frequently. We can move it a little further away, but I guess that will make this connection a bit trickier. Okay. It worked. Oh, that connection seems to be a bit annoying still. Nice. Very satisfying. I'm just a little scared that nobody will be able to solve that. I'm pretty scared, actually. But I guess I'll see in playtesting. Also, I can see that there's a little bit of a shortcut here that we have to block somehow. I think I'll just put a block here. Okay. Okay. Should be relatively, I mean, not easy, but it should be even easier now to make these connections. Are there any connections we're not supposed to be able to make? No, not really. Okay. Yeah, connecty. Gah. Okay, that's very much possible if you just drop down there. That feels very satisfying. Yeah, these two cannot be connected anymore. These two can. Okay, nice. Feels pretty smooth. That is awesome. Cool. If you have any more questions or suggestions or things you want to talk about, feel free to post them in chat now. I'll be reading chat for a couple more minutes. And then we'll call it a day. Starting to get hungry. I wonder what I'm going to eat. Okay, this level is a bit ridiculous. We have quite a bunch of disco levels already. I think we can soon get started with the next chapter, which is the underwater chapter. Here's the first chapter has 15 levels, and we already have 8 disco levels, so half of the disco chapter is already gone. Okay, that's not that much. Okay, technically we have 9. Of course, here's another one. Oh, and we even have the disco boss battle, so we have 10. So only 5 disco levels remaining. And after that we can move on to underwater and winter, and we already also have quite a couple of winter levels. I think it's gonna be something like 60, 70 levels in total. That sounds cool. I see no more questions and suggestions, so I'm gonna say bye. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you enjoyed your Valentine's Day. keep making games, and see you not tomorrow. Because tomorrow is video upload day, so no live stream tomorrow. But there will be a video tomorrow. See you.